It has just gone 12 minutes after 4. It's the second hour of today on this Friday here on eNCA. The AmaDiba Crisis Committee is on a mission to have the N2 highway route moved from the AmaDiba Coast to Mbizana in the Eastern Cape. Now, the current route is set to disrupt a long stretch of sensitive land. Today, the committee and experts will present evidence and arguments for SANRAL's route to be changed and for an alternative route to be considered. For more details on this, we are joined by the spokesperson of the committee, Nonhle Mbuthuma. Nonhle, a very good afternoon. Thank you so much for making the time. This proposition, where did it all start?
Thank you so much for inviting me. This proposition, it started quite a long time because when this N2 route was being proposed, mostly the public participation were taking place inland, and all of us, we were agreed that the road is going to be built inland, where it's going to serve the whole entire of AmaDiba. But it changed where we just find that the approved one, the route by the SANRAL, they approved, which is 3 kilometers away from the coast. That is why now we said that the road must be built in the center of AmaDiba, where it's going to serve the entire of the community.
Talk to me about the business activity in the community along that route. What happens?
You know, as I said that it's been quite a long time, but we can see that no matter how we try to argue, there are plans that are in line with the project, which is the N2, the mega project that are linked to the N2, which is the titanium Kolobeni mining, and also the oil and gas on the Wild Coast, and also the smart city on the Wild Coast as well. Those are the plans that are behind the N2. But in our communities, there are activities that are going on, which is ecotourism, which is agriculture that is booming, that is sustaining our community. But you can see that the local interests are always being overridden by the national interest.
And I imagine, Nonhle, if that diversion of the N2 highway were to happen, it would even spike up all of that business activity within the tourism sector. Talk to me about the sensitive land that you've mentioned. Which parts and what makes it so sensitive?
The SANRAL's route that they just choose is the most critical in terms of biodiversity. As you might hear, that Pondoland is a hot spot in terms of biodiversity, but they choose that route must be their own route. But the preferred route of the community, the alternative, is less critical in terms of the biodiversity. And the most important also when you talk about this community, it's a traditional community where it's peaceful, where we're sustaining ourselves, where we are tradition, we are spiritual practice. And also we have ecotourism, which is hike and horse hiking trails. Right now, it's attract tourists globally. But if you said that you are building a highway in order to uplift the tourism, that's not true. This N2 toll road is here to crush and kill the ecotourism that we are running for years in our community right now.
Let's talk about then the evidence that you're going to present or have presented to SANRAL in your engagements with them. What have you actually told them and what have you shown them?
We show SANRAL that this route that you preferred, it's the most critical one. And the second thing that we show to SANRAL is that this route is very, very not supporting the entire community. It's excluding the communities of AmaDiba or the villages of AmaDiba. But it was really difficult for SANRAL to understand that. Instead, they just argue to say that it's not them that they choose the coastal route. It's Department of Environmental Affairs. And then we just that environmental affairs, they are not, they are the authorizers. But you, the applicant, you can and you must also change your plan if the communities are requesting that. And they said, no, it's not them. And until we met the Department of Environmental Affairs, and also the Environmental Affairs put it clear that it can happen, it's possible. And as a department, we are willing to fast track the processes just within 90 days. And on these 90 days, it means that it will be 9 months where the public consultation also are going to be taking place. But SANRAL says that if we change the route, it will take 10 years, which is not true. That is why we put our facts down that changing the route, it won't take 10 years.
Talk to me, Nonhle, about the various stakeholders that you have in your corner. You've just mentioned the environmentalists. Do you have legal minds assisting your cause?
Yes, of course, because we started to negotiate ourselves with SANRAL, but it was clear that SANRAL is not willing to listen as a community. And then we have the legal team that is part of our argument, and also we also mobilize and expect the friendly engineers where they're going to put it clear how is it possible what we're requesting. And they've already presented that to SANRAL. This request of AmaDiba Crisis Committee, it is possible. Now, after we requested those people to come and support us, SANRAL closed the doors of the discussions. That is why now we are going out and then to have seminars to inform people to make sure that they understand what is the crisis committee stand for and why we said the route must be changed. That is why we're out right now, because instead, when SANRAL is going out, they keep saying that we don't want the road to be built, which is not true. We want the road to be built, but we want the road where the road should be.
And Nonhle, I imagine the community members now have a clearer picture of your projections in as far as the activity of business that will be assisted when this route is changed. Have you shared this with the community? What has been their feedback?
This route is being changed. It will be more opening businesses for people, because right now the route, the SANRAL route, is at the end of the world. But the community preferred route, this is the one that is more opening for business, because if you build the route just on the coast along the beach, that means as we are facing with the climate crisis, there will be more mushrooming of people that are going to try to be building their houses on top of the ocean, which is the problem that we are facing right now. But if the route is more inland, it means that the more businesses that are going to be a little bit give a space of the coast to breathe, because all of us, we need the nature to survive. We need the nature to live long. But if our businesses are more destroying the nature, it means that we are not building the future.
Nonhle Mbuthuma, thank you so much for your time and just clarifying some of the things that we may have missed, and evidently SANRAL as well, but we will absolutely keep a close eye on this story. That was AmaDiba Crisis Committee spokesperson Nonhle Mbuthuma.